2, 1.
Systems online.
All right. So, we are going to talk some Mortal Kombat 1 while I'm bumming around in this beautiful, beautiful game. Okay. Man, just look at the size of Goro, right? Right, look at this. Look at the size of Goro compared to the Kameo version. Dude, don't, you know. Anyway, now I just realized something actually. That the starting roster for Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 2011 is actually going to be bigger than MK1's starting roster, right? So we've got, I think I added up, I think it's 27 was the starting roster for MK9. So what have we got? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then 27. And then they increased it to 31 with those three there: Scarlet, Kenshi, Rain, and Freddy. If you're on PS3, you had Kratos as well. So yeah, so 27 character roster, right? Which is pretty decent. You know, like that's pretty decent when you think about it. Like that's pretty good, right? So, I guess, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so let's just bum around for a bit. We'll bum around for a bit. If you guys have any questions, you want to ask my opinion on stuff, because I'm very opinionated. I'm probably the only MK person on YouTube right now that is sitting there going, like I'm looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, how you going, Rick? Tag mode was the best in this game. Yeah, I know. I was gonna showcase some of that as well. I'm gonna do a video on it actually. So now there's a high chance that this game may or may not crash because I am running mods, right? How you going, Game Slayer? Why do you like MK? So I don't dislike MK1 at all. I'm just, look, it's okay. So this is the best analogy I can give you, right? You guys have been swimming in a swimming pool. You understand it, like a swimming pool. And even if it's a massive pool, you're swimming away. Someone down the end takes a shit in the pool. Okay? They take a dump. Now, the pool's real big, right? They're all the way down the other end. They've taken their shit, they got out. But you know that shit is eventually going to bob its way up to you. Or you're going to be constantly thinking about it because you don't know if little particle poos have come off and floated up. You don't know if you put your head underwater that you've had a little like nugget of little piece of shit go in your ear, right? This is the problem. Like, I'm a massive MK fan. I've been playing since the beginning, right? This is the problem. Is that like the Kameo system, I can probably deal with it, and I will deal with it. If the main cast is strong, then that generally helps. The problem is though, is that the engine, which we can clearly see now, and a lot of people can clearly see it now, the fighting engine is still the same janky stuff from MK11. So while they've lifted some restrictions on MK11, like having like air combos and stuff, right? We don't have like it's still the same sort of like rubbish fluidity. Like it's just awful. So Whoa, whoa. I was gonna chase the ball. I really did like rain in this, man. Dude, that's one thing is it in MK11? I have to check. That you could hold your character down? Can you do that in MK11? I can't remember. How you going, Krishna? 93Gs. I try to play MK9 on my PC and the graphics have problems. Like the character models have weird vertical lines. Updated graphics drivers and problems still there. Know how to fix that. Are you playing the actual PC version or are you playing like the PS3 version through an emulator? I'm just asking. And what's your graphics card? Whoa! Oh, sneaky bugger. Ed did say that there will be a lot of 3D era character representation. That's good. Yeah, I am hoping for they're kind of like the dark. It's kind of like, right. So the 3D era is the goth team, right? The gothic team. So we've got Havoc, Serena, Reiko. Right, love to see Reiko. What's the other one? Maybe. I mean, Kira wasn't a big favorite. Ashra definitely, definitely Ashra. And Lee May, I almost guarantee he's going to be in there. Playing the PC version, Intel Core. So, are you running on like an Intel graphics card, or have you actually got a dedicated graphics card? That's the key. Oh, really? Oh, hang on. Hang on. That'll be tricky. I do like the fact in MK1 you can actually have special moves as wake-up attacks. That's really, really good. Very happy with that. Oh, I missed him. Yeah, I'll tell you what, modern day take on Hotaru Darius, I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, Natara, obviously Natara as well. Yeah. So that's the other gothic character I was like trying to figure out. Yeah. So Havoc, Reiko, Serena, and Natara. They're my gothic ones. Yeah, you can hold your character down. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering if you could. Like, the only character I actually play in MK11 is Cabal, and I only play online. That's all I do. So, have you only played MK9 and PS Vita? So this is the good thing about MK9 and PC. I've modded it to not only be the same as the PlayStation Vita version, it's surpassed it. So it's got all the costumes in it, which is really cool. What's some combos for this clan? I need a basic combo. What's a basic combo? What have we got here? Oh yeah, okay, alright, okay, that's fine. Oh, he's done his X-ray. Hey! Oh, you beat me. What's your opinion on MK10? Yeah, it was good. Like, I liked it. It's just that's when some of the problems started to come in. I noticed that they were starting to be a little bit more sensatorial on the what do you call it? The costumes for the ladies. And that's when we started to get that very. It was the start of the janky engine, right? Because I don't like janky engines because I wanna be able to play the game and not fight the game while playing the game. Does that make sense? Whee! I love that. I love that jumping back kick. Wah! That didn't work. And if those 3D characters, cameos, will have their own fatalities and fatal blow attacks, yeah, like, yeah. Yeah, MK10 definitely had a better round, like, roster than MK11. Like, I could flush in the MK11 entire roster down the toilet. It's awful. D-Rock says, I like what you said about martial arts being half defense, man. I've been saying this for years, and MK's gameplay should have much closer resemblance to real life fight. Okay, so you've got to like you know, there's two ways to play in a fighting game. You're either aggressive or defensive, and maybe a little bit of both. But ultimately, you got to make sure you have the tools for both, right? I think that's a fair thing. The problem with esports, and no offense if some of you are young, the younger generation, you've grown up on MK being this hyper aggressive, massive combo string type game, but it never used to be that. There used to be really good restrictions in place. So when you didn't have combo breakers in the early 2D games, the run bar was the restriction. And that was really good. There was restrictions in place. I also like the idea that you couldn't start a combo unless you were hitting them. You know, like anyone who's done martial arts here, right? You don't start your combo before you hit them. Do you know what I mean? Right. So that's a Tekken thing. And that Tekken thing creeped into, and a Virtual Fighter thing, that thing creeped into Mortal Kombat. It was so creative in combos in MK11. It was when it went downhill. We could have, when watching videos of it, looked like a kung fu movie. Yeah, I think the lack of these elements is what makes the gameplay look redundant. I think somebody said something the other day. Maybe you guys can agree. It's pretty much Injustice engine. That's why it feels off, right? That's why, like, there's actually a massive difference in feel with this, like MK9, versus in how Injustice. They've taken what they did in Injustice and utilized that. Oh, go away. There we go. They basically injustified Mortal Kombat. That's why it feels off. That's why it feels very staccato, like that sort of, like, you know, movement. But there's no, like, smoothness. At least you can break throws easier in the oh! So obviously the modded MK2 outfit doesn't render Reptile's head properly. We called when watching when Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, this kind of like scratches the dick of people that wanted to have kind of like some quasi Marvel-esque verse game, which is, you know, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just old. Right? Just old grumpy man. Pop. But you know, like, look, I'm not saying it's not going to be fun to play. It's just, you know, I'm a realist. Okay? You know, like, the gameplay trailer reveal was fantastic. You know, awesome song, pumpy. Graphics look really good, you know. But it's sort of, yeah, man, I don't know. The backgrounds look amazing though. Like, the backgrounds look really good. Any of you ever play Modern Warfare and Power Rangers? Yeah, yeah, Power Rangers is awesome, actually. That's a hard game, dude. Like, seriously, man, I get my ass kicked in that game. Because I haven't fully, like, figured it out yet. But I must admit, it does have a stiffness to it as well. It does have a stiffness to it. I'm working on a free book, a couple of articles about the MK game franchise. Rubricated reference some of your... Are you gonna reference my videos in your book? Do you want it to sell, dude, or not? I don't care if you look. If you want to use my stuff, man, that's fine by me. But like, if I cost you sales, bro, you know, like, I don't want to tank your sales, man. I think 4 years was them having to reskin Injustice 3 into MK. Dude, 100%, 100%. Give this man a cigar, 100%, because he admitted, like in the interview, he's like, oh, you know, if we did Injustice 3, then it would have been even longer until we got MK. So I reckon that they were working on Injustice, but Injustice, given the state of DC at the moment, they couldn't take the risk of making an Injustice game in this environment where there's a lot of superhero fatigue. So Fatal Blow is a crutch for scrubs. Now the Kameo fire is just not a crutch. If you need a support NPC to help you get a win, that's just not, you're just not a good person in general. MK1 Collector's Edition because I'm a huge MK fan since... Yeah, man, like, look, I'm not telling people can't enjoy it and play it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to be playing it, right? I'll let my dick out. That's all good, right? But I'm also going to understand, like, there are some shortcomings, right? There's a reason why MK9 people really love, right? And that's because it is, oh God, it's so hard to talk and fight at the same time. It's, I don't really care though. It's, get up. Clown. Stop, dude. Hang on. Oh, man. Ooh, gotcha that time, didn't I? Oh, he got me that time. Always love Cabals. Oh, God, I remember that. That reptile, like, that backhand. Woo! I can't remember what was that. Anyway, yeah. Well, hopefully the statue's good, and a nice big statue for the collector's edition. Warner probably, I thought it wouldn't make money, so they told, yeah, I reckon that's 100% what's happened, man. They were working on IJ3, and they're like, you know, whatever. This honestly doesn't look like 4 years of work. Honestly, expecting a lot more. That's what I mean, dude. Like some of the leaks have come out to be true, and some of them have come out to be half true. So we'll probably end up with like a whole bunch, like a lot of Mortal Kombat characters. But what they didn't factor in is that they were going to use a lot of them into the Kameo system, and that's where I think a lot of people. And I'm not trying to take away the love. Like, you can do whatever you want, right? I didn't make the game, you didn't make the game, spend whatever money you want, I'm buying it, I'm going to play it, like, that's all good. But, like, you know, it's 90% positive for me, okay? I'm a realist. Look, I'll be honest, man, ever since Tobias went, things have changed. As soon as Tobias was out of the picture, right, Deadly Alliance became like a Tekken clone, right? They dumbed down the fatalities, they removed uppercuts, the sweeps and stuff, you know, dumbed it right down. Mortal Kombat, like Tekken Combat with blood. And then Deception corrected almost every issue because there was like feedback on it. It's like, no, this is rubbish, right? This is supposed to be Mortal Kombat, not Mortal Tekken. Then Armageddon was basically just like every character, right? So I'm going to answer your question in a sec, Leonard. So, and then, you know, MK9, lightning in a bottle, dude. Like, yeah, like people had broken characters and were utilizing that online and stuff, but it was 99.9% perfect for me, right? Like, perfect. And then when MK10 came out, the graphic engine changed, and then the animation and impact of stuff changed. The mood about it changed. And look, MK10's a solid game, right? But they also started introducing microtransactions. Remember? Right? So there was... We started seeing about a little bit of censorship, covering up the ladies, you know, things like that, right? And then MK11 just went full-blown, yep, this is a loot box. It is. If you can go into the crypt and then reset everything, it's a fucking loot box. I'm sorry, it just is, right? And then they incentivize it by giving you, like, time crystals and going, well, if you don't want to grind, you can just pay for it, bro. No. That's why MK9 has a lot of respect. There's so many facets about MK9 scream incredible, like, you know, yeah, this is like the last really great Mortal Kombat game that we got. I think that's a fair assessment. So, oh, is that a fact? Oh, he clipped my fingers. It's on my toes. Ooh. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I was hoping to clip him. Now. No. Damn it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I did a breaker. Only cost 2 bars. Got him. I'm just checking the chat. Hang on. Okay, so to answer your question, Leonard Rodriguez, do you hail from Brazil by any chance? If you do, I want to thank all of Latin America for their massive contribution to the Mugen scene. Bellissimo, like perfect. Like seriously, man, Mugen MK games especially. Holy shit! Like, oh wow, right? What's my favorite Mortal Kombat? Okay, so, how do I put this? If we're talking like, how do I put this? Okay, so MK2 is always going to be a favorite standalone within the franchise. Can I do it like in 3 pieces? Can I do that? Or 4 pieces? It's a really hard question to answer because MK2 is amazing. It's an amazing game. I don't feel like I'm missing out on not having any characters. So many awesome stages, great story. Trilogy was a great collaboration of the entire 2D series. Right, so I kind of have 2. Does that make sense? Like MK2 by itself is a wonderful standalone. MK Trilogy is perfect because that is like the great collab. So when Ultimate MK3 started coming out, it started to wet my whistle on like, ooh, we're getting a nice big roster here. Wouldn't it be cool if we got, you know, additional characters? So it's kind of like both, but they're kind of so for like 2 different categories. So it's the same with like, it's the same with the 3D era. And it's interesting because I don't ever mention MK4. MK4 is kind of a weird one. MK4 is kind of strange, right? It's weird interjection, and I kind of always wish that we like, you know, we got MK Gold, which kind of rounded it out a bit better, you know. But Deception was the best. Okay, so Deception was kind of the best of the 3D era, you know. But it's weird though, because there was only 3 of them at the time. Although we were graced with Shaolin monks, right? And that was kind of a competitive. You could fight each other in Shaolin monks too. It was very limited selection of characters. Even though there was limited selection, it actually felt really round. It was kind of like an MK2 experience. Deception was amazing. Music, atmosphere, conquest, mini games, you know, amazing. And then of course Armageddon was the collaboration of that too, right? So, oh, it's such a hard question to answer, man, because now we got MK9. MK9 was kind of like Trilogy 2.0, right? It was like Trilogy 2.0, but we kind of got, it was weird. It's so weird. Actually, I'll show you, right? It's weird because like we downgraded from the size of Armageddon, but it didn't matter. It didn't feel like it mattered. Does that make sense, right? Like we pretty much got Trilogy. Yeah. With Quan Chi, but he came from MK4. So it's sort of like, it's like, you know, so he was, yeah, he was pretty much the only character that came from MK4. We didn't get Shinnok. I don't give a shit about Shinnok. Who cares about Shinnok? Go back to the nursing home, man. Like, right? So, yeah, it really felt. Oh, I had Kenshi, right? So Kenshi and Quan Chi were the only MK4 and Deadly Alliance singular characters to make a return. I'm just making sure. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then, of course, we got like Cyber Sub-Zero and then guest character Freddy. So it was really strange that the fact that we got a launch game with 27 characters. It was pretty much a Trilogy 2.0, right? Which was amazing. And it didn't feel like a step back from Armageddon. Because Armageddon was massive. So we actually went backwards, but then refined it back to do proper 2D, which was really cool. Yeah, and then sort of like MK10 didn't really scratch the itch that MK9 provided. Like some of the concepts, like joining like a clan or whatever, you know, and that having that sort of like boss battle where you could actually team up and fight bosses and stuff. It's kind of cool. But yeah, so somebody said, who said in there about stage fatalities? Nonsense. Yeah, dude. Like, this is the problem with the invention of Injustice, right? Injustice has infected Mortal Kombat. Okay, MK1 is the least infected to a degree, right? They removed interactive backgrounds, which is great, but we're still stuck with the janky engine. Okay, we still got that. There's a kind of stiffness when they start doing combos, and that's what I'm talking about. Whereas MK9 doesn't have any of that. MK9 was kind of like this lightning in a bottle, completely devoid of that attachment from MK10 onwards. And then MK10, I didn't really dig the story. You know, it kind of went really weird. And then MK11 just got worse. You know, like I really like that time sidestep jump, or that sort of like that sort of going back into the past with Armageddon. What I would have really loved to have seen with a story with Mortal Kombat is seeing what happened if the fabric of the realms was destroyed. Right? That was the whole fear of Armageddon. And that's why I actually really love that concept. The fact that characters were when they used magic, it was pulling from somewhere. Like from another realm, right? And that it was almost like a finite resource. So the more characters were using this energy or this magic, it was actually having an effect. And we kind of never really expanded beyond that, right? Because MK9, like Raiden's like, oh, okay, careful, yeah, we better fix this with his little like flashback image. But it worked really well. And then MK9 just went weird. The moment I went nut, MK's jumped the shark, and MK10, sorry, was when they were riding around on horses. It was weird. It was weird. I'm sorry, it was weird. Seeing like the Revenants and Quan Chi riding around on effing horses. Right? It's just weird. Yeah, I'll just see what I comments. Should go back to switching fighting styles mid-combat. Well, that's okay. So that's like Ed Boon talked about in an interview about. We'll just put it on attract mode while we're having a discussion. Great start. Great. By the way, great start menu. Right, always great. You know. So Ed Boon said in an interview that their original concept was having essentially like an assist, like a drone for Sonya and stuff like that. I actually wish they stuck with that. Right? Because then they could have had an assist. Like, not every... Like, you weren't going to... Like, I wouldn't have shared the assist. You're not going to have Sub-Zero with Sonya's drone. Right? Like, Sonya's drone would have been Sonya's drone. Okay? Right? Like... You know, and then Scorpion could have had like a Hellfire Demon as his assist. Okay? That would have worked better than this system. Now, like, because you're gonna have a favorite character locked away in like in a cameo position, I think after a while people are start gonna feel it. Right? People are gonna start to feel it, man. You know? And unfortunately, like, I've had a lot of, like, I'm not saying I'm going to be right, but my instincts are usually right. Right? You know, and they always talk about, oh, MK11 sold the most. Well, yeah, because it had Mortal Kombat on the box. That's a fact. Right? It had it on the box. But when you read people's comments, you know, and their feedback and stuff, you realize, yes, you know, there was a massive problem with Mortal Kombat 11. So they've scaled a lot back. That's good, right? But at the baseline, we're still locked in with that janky system. And when I say janky, it feels like there's no sort of, like I was explaining in the video, there's no follow through. Does that make sense? There's no follow through. Problem with is NRS seems confused about what MK actually is. It's supposed to be martial arts kung fu with magical elements, but it seems they're trying to make it into a superhero franchise. Yeah, and they love esports rubbish too. That's the problem. You know. Krishna says, unpopular opinion, MK11 is my favorite, followed by MP. Everyone's allowed to like what they like, man. People, like, you know, like, people can like what they like. It doesn't invalidate, like, what I say should not invalidate or take away. Right? It shouldn't take away your enjoyment. Okay? Right? Because at the end of the day, it's your money, your time. Enjoy it. Like, that's all it is. All I'm saying, as from my perspective, that some of these problems may end up becoming really big problems down the line, and people realize and go, well, this just feels like a reskin. Honestly seems, so Drebags Gaming says, honestly, seems like you guys are stuck in your ways a bit. Most of the issues you mentioned reverts back to, it's not like the old games. I can only agree with MK1 and MK11 being too stiff. Well, it's not so much that, dude. I mean, we got this game 12 years ago, and people still love it. Right? I guarantee you, 100%, that if they announced MK9 would be remastered with online play, it'll outsell Mortal Kombat 1. 100%. That's a fact. Okay? You have to look at other fighting games to realize what I'm talking about, right? Japanese fighting games stick to the base model, okay? The problem with Ed Boon and Mortal Kombat is that, as he admits, every single time they make the game, they're like, oh, you know, we better change it up because people might get bored. They're not going to get bored. At all. People didn't get bored with the original games. Okay? And all they did in MK3 was add a run button, combos, and they were tied together so you couldn't like abuse it. And then Ultimate MK3 came out. They made a modification to the AI, right? And probably some tweaks here or there. And then Trilogy came out. And Trilogy had some broken shit, right? But if you look at other fighting games, the reason why they have remained solid and respected is because they keep the base frame and then they just go, okay, well, this slight mechanic we're going to add, right? They don't completely change the entirety of the base game, excuse me, like MK does. That's why people like me get frustrated, because it's like, look, man, can you just keep some basic stuff here, right? And not make it so we have to learn an entirely new game. It's not like a brand new game like DNF Duel or something like that. We're having to relearn the entire MK game every MK game. And it's annoying, right? Like, I know there's some basics, right? Block, you know, whatever. But ultimately, it's still, you know, still going to be that. You know, so, but, I mean, I'm happy. Like, I like the backgrounds. I like the character designs. You know, the fatalities, the fatal blows have been scaled back to being faster, which is good. Because they probably heard the feedback of stuff taking too long. I do not agree with this notion that Ed Boon claims that tag mode was not like a loved feature. If they announced tag mode, right, like Mortal Kombat 1 was tag, like you only played as tag, no one would care. Everyone would love it, right? So yeah, so it's and again, like, you know, people can enjoy what they want. But yeah, so talking about stage fatality, old games at stages, dangerous locations. Yeah, so the 3D era brought in interactable stages and death traps, which made it feel like Mortal Kombat, right? Naturally, in MK9, they went back to just standard stage fatalities, which was great because it's 2D. But then when Injustice 1 came out, they then made, like, they had some stage fatalities, but then they heavily relied on interactable stuff, which is crap. And then MK11 got worse, you know. So then they've removed all of that stuff. So these features that they experimented with obviously failed, right? And good. Hang on, there we go. Whee! I really, by the way, I really hope Scorpion has his leg takedown. Always loved that. Ever since MK2, always loved that. As a martial artist, I love it. When I trained in Taekwondo and Hapkido, they never taught us ground combat. They're just like, well, don't get on the ground. And I thought that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Where do all bar fights end up? On the ground. Where do most fights end up? On the ground, right? Always love sweep kicks. Always love like scissor leg takedown kicks. Always did. So when Scorpion had that move, I absolutely loved it. So, whoop, bit too fast on that one. So, yeah. Do you think I should bring minigames? 100% minigames. 100%, man. 100%. Dude, like, I know, like, some MK fans probably started in, like, the newer era of MK games. You guys have no idea how much you have missed out on. They had Motor Combat, which was a Mario Kart style minigame. They had puzzle combat. They had chess combat. They had now the tower, like the living towers that they have, right? How do you think they got them? The living towers is a modification, or sort of like a separated mode taking all the combat modifiers that you had, right? So I'll show you. In Mortal Kombat, for a long time, you actually had your what they call your the combat modifiers. You used to put in a code when you played 2-player, right? And then in MK9 they really added it, so you could have like test your luck, right? And what it was is it would randomly give you modifiers when you played the game, right? Like dark combat. Oh, there we go. It just crashed. Oh, it didn't like that. Oh, it didn't like that. Hang on, I'll just reload it again. That made it go poo-poo. Yeah, so the combat modifiers would give you dark combat, psycho combat, low gravity, bomb, like attacks, like bombs and stuff and things like that. And then they put into living towers. Right, so then every level or every tower would have like a certain modifier attached to it. Right? Oh, you guys missed out so much. Not to mention test your might, test your sight, test your luck naturally. I'll show you. Hopefully it won't crash again. If it does, I'll just leave it. Oh, just so many mini games. It's crazy. And we don't have it. We don't have that anymore. The challenge tower, which they added in MK9, was like a culmination of all of that, right? So you can see here you got test your luck, test your might, test your sight, test your strike. There's all of it. It's great. It's really cool. Imagine having stage fatalities like a sword at the end of the stage and then your opponent triggers your interaction, it turns you into test your might. Yeah. See, I was kind of hoping like cameos would kind of be part of a stage interaction. So yeah, they could like grab you and then like smash your head into like a fish tank or, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, it's obviously not happening. And the reason why mini games are fun is because it's downtime in Mortal Kombat. You're still playing Mortal Kombat, but you're playing some downtime. Jeez, the women in this game were stacked, eh? Right. Yeah, I don't even know if we got stage fatalities in Mortal Kombat 1. They haven't mentioned anything. Has anyone asked in an interview if there's stage fatalities? Right? Woo! Woo! Oh, she must have enhanced me with that scream. Oh, she can be a real pain to fight. Oh, please tell me she's not going to win. What do you think the story just direction be in this time round by how it seems to be confirmed to be on Liu Kang, turn on Liu Kang, Shang Tsung. Through the intro dialogue, you've seen yeah, I've seen some of that. Is it sad to say I kind of gave up on the Mortal Kombat story after 10? I mean, like, this is what I mean, man. Like, Boone's like, oh, it's not a continuation of the story. Fire God Liu Kang literally exists, right? He literally exists. How can it not be a continuation? And look, I'm gonna do another video. I'm sorry. Why is Raiden not Raiden anymore? Like, why is he a child? Okay, like, this is what I mean. Like I don't care that he's Asian, right? Because everyone keeps reminding me, well, he was originally Asian. Like in the story, okay, fine, but the team, both Midway and NetherRealm, never made him Asian. They made him a 9-foot literal god. Okay, so okay, So Liu Kang is literally got the power to race swap, and then change people from rivals to like literally being genetic brothers. I just want to know why. Is there a story component to doing that? Right? Okay, I don't care. Like, I play games like fighting games, like Mugen games and all that sort of stuff that have all women. I don't care. I don't care if there's like, I don't care what race you are. But if they suddenly turn Scorpion Mexican, I think people would be asking questions. Right? Like, I don't think that's a bad thing to ask. I just want to know. How you going, Avery? It's like, you know what I mean? And then I see people go, oh, you know, I'd be on board with a Night Wolf, like female Night Wolf. It's like, yeah, she'd be hot. Right? That gives you some spank in the bank. But you change, like, this is what I mean, dude. It's like, they just keep changing story. Oh, Night Wolf's now a mantle. Since when? For nearly 30 years, it wasn't. You could literally then take every character's name outside of someone specifically called Johnny Cage or Liu Kang and go, well, they're just a mantle. Scorpion's just a mantle. Sub-Zero's just a mantle. You know what I mean? I didn't like the retcon of Sindel. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. And you get people defend this. I see people on Twitter, you know, because it suits their shipping needs. Right? Like, it's just weird. You know? And then, like, you know, like all the women look like men in MK11. Let's be honest, man. Come on. Like, Melina looked like a crack whore. Like she literally looked like a crack whore. Like, what? You know? I don't mind the mouth, but she looked like somebody had taken her crack away and she was starving for it. That's what she looked like. You know, fuzzy hair and, you know, like, what the hell, man? Like, yeah, I on YouTube, I rewatched the entire MK11 story, right? I'm half expecting Shang Tsung to be a good guy. I don't think he is, though. Right? This is what I'm talking... This is the problem with time travel, actually. Right? MK10 is a... Like, it's kind of like a... It's kind of like an underdog favorite, right? But the story was stupid. Like, it started going weird. Right? It started going weird. Right? I gotta fix that shit. Right? So it started going strange, you know... And then MK11 just went worse with that, you know, because the whole time, like, this is the problem with time travel, okay? Because then you can just pull this crap all the time. Oh, we'll just reset everything, you know, right? And then they call the game Mortal Kombat 1. Lord, give me strength. Seriously? Really? Did you not see what happened when they called Xbox One, the confusion? Now people have to, like... It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, like, some of that stuff is nitpicky. But let's be clear. Right? Let's be clear. Let's not, you know, let he who is without sin of other games cast the first stone. Yes? I'm pretty sure some of you people have criticized other games. Right? Hey, so, okay, I won't criticize Mortal Kombat 1 ever again, as long as you guys never criticize any game. How about that? How about that pact? We'll make that deal, alright? Okay? I'm not saying like Mortal, like, because... Where is he? Someone said MK1 is rubbish, is in the chat. I'm not saying MK1 is rubbish. I can see potential flaws happening. But that's because I've been playing MK a long time. Right? Some of you who have just crawled out of the diaper won't realise that until later on. Was a horrible decision. I can see they were literally going back to the very first Mortal Kombat game. The thing that really bugs me the most, actually, so talking about the story, the thing that bugs me the most, and maybe we just don't know yet, is I thought we were going back to the original Mortal Kombat, like pre-first tournament, right? Oh, you're being sarcastic. Oh, okay, all right, my bad, man. Well, it stands for other people, right? So, that's the problem with the internet. You can't, like, read tone. That's why I could put a lol. So I thought we were going back to the original Mortal Kombat. I thought we were going back to the Great Kung Lao. You know? I don't think we're going back to the Great Kung Lao. And that's really sad. Right? Have you guys read the 95 Mortal Kombat comics? I've mentioned this before. They had Hydro, which was a Sub-Zero clan member, which has shown up in Mugen Mortal Kombat games. Right? You can actually play as him. You have, what do you call it? Sing and Sang, which they merged together to create Siang. Right? Awesome. Like those, dude, seriously, like read the the Mortal Kombat comics from the 90s. Right? They even created a hybrid Shogun character with 6 arms and like rocket launchers and shit. Right? And you know what they called him? They called him the Combatant. It was great. It was like really good, man. You know? Now, that's what I was hoping cameo characters would be, like characters like that, you know? But I thought we'd be going back to like pre-original first tournament, you know? It's weird. Somebody goes, dude, no one wants to see my dick. Because OnlyFans doesn't come with a microscope, so you know. The only one who should have beaten Shinnok was Raiden. Yeah, that's what I mean. See, okay, so let's talk about Mortal Kombat 4. Mortal Kombat 4 was the first Mortal Kombat game forgetting trilogy. Mortal Kombat 4 was the first Mortal Kombat game that actually had a main boss as a playable character straight away. Right? That's why it sucked. Okay? That's why it sucked. It's a fun game, but what I mean, like as a design decision, that sucked. It sucked balls. Okay? Because it's like you take away the mysticism and the intrigue and the fear of fighting the boss for the first time. The only time you felt that in MK4 was going up against Goro. Right? So then, and then in MK, so then in the 3D games, who was the end boss in the 3D games was like Shang Tsung, wasn't it? And you could use him. So it kind of did the same thing, but it wasn't as bad, I suppose. And then in Deception, the end boss was a Naga, who you couldn't use at all. Right? And then they just went all out with Armageddon, so it didn't really matter with that. Right? So it's sort of like, you know, I don't know, man. Like, look, I'm gonna buy it, man. I'll buy MK1 and I'll play it, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like, it's really weird. I get these instincts about stuff, right? I get these instincts about, like, what's gonna happen and what I can see potentially happen, right? With games. Like with games that I love, not all games, right? And so that's what I'm worried about. So it just sort of feels like the cameo system is just this like gimmick that might I add will never come back. You know that, right? Leonard says, Rodriguez, did you answer my question about you being from Brazil, man? Let me just scroll up. Did you answer that? I want to know. Did you answer it? No. I want to give you recognition for the the wonderful work that the MK community in Latin America has provided. Here's another loaded. You're not from Brazil. Wow. Fine. You know what? You are from Brazil. There we go. Right? I've retconned your origin story. If Ed Boon can do it, so am I. What's your favorite character? Well, Scorpion. I've always liked anti-heroes. I've always liked that kind of revenge thing. So I love Scorpion. I love The Crow, the movie. I love Ghost Rider. I always kind of like, I always kind of like that sort of that character that's been robbed of a loved one that comes back for like revenge, like, you know, utter fury and revenge. I always love that. So, nonsense. You're from Brazil. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Thank you for your contribution. Dude, you guys have got to get into Mugen Mortal Kombat, right? You know what? Right, that's what we're doing. We're lighting up Mugen Mortal Kombat. That's what we're doing. Right. Let's show you some shit, man. I'm gonna show you some shit, man. Is it that one? Where's the one I want? Is it that one? I just I want to light up the most batshit crazy one. It might be maybe this one, right? Maybe this one. Hang on, let me just make the window big. Hang on. I'm gonna turn the sound right down, eh? Like, YouTube gets real funny about classic Mortal Kombat music. Kameo seem out of place with the tone. Law justifications for all the team ups seem impossible. Yeah, I'm really curious about that. I'm very curious about that. About the implications. Outworld Dragoon, what do you think of use up blocks to counter jumpers and overhead of spammers? I'm actually for it. Because, like, okay, so here is some classic. So here's a little classic tidbit of information, right? In original 2D Mortal Kombat, you can actually block being thrown. Most people don't know this because most people hold down and block, right? But to block a throw from low punch in classic Mortal Kombat, you got to hold down back to block. Pisses people off because you can throw them and then they try and throw you and they can't throw you. Classic MK, you go try it out, you'll see for yourself, right? Now, with the up block mechanic, I actually kind of like that because I'm trying to rationalize, like they're taking 3 bars and the Kameo, although the Kameo doesn't block out. That's the difference. So the Kameo doesn't get locked out when you do a breaker, but the breaker takes 3 bars. So you can't do any more combo breakers. You can't do any more enhanced moves, right? So you're cutting back on like additional special moves, and things like that. So yeah, I'm curious about the up block. I think it could be good. I think it could be good. It just depends. Like I gotta see more of it. Like, you know, and of course, like real world, because that'd be fun, right? And does the up block, you know, can you up block from a crouch position, right? So if they're jumping in and you're in a low stance, right? Can you switch like from say down back to up, right? And still in crouch? Like, I'm wondering, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Will the crouch retain its state if you switch to up for up block? And will the up block overheads? If that works, great. Right? Perfect. Okay. Alright, fine. Like that's not too bad. Because one of the most infuriating effing things about the combat system and the combos that came in, especially with like MK9 and forwards, was that, you know, like blocking shit. Right? Like blocking stuff. Look at this ridiculous roster, man. Right? Oh, who's your Kameo fighter? Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. Oh, you want Striker as main? There we go. Now, what are they? Where's Hydro? Is it one of these? That might be Hydro. That might be a robot chameleon. I don't know. Right. We got Bruce Lee up in here. Right. So. Now, we'll just go randoms, right? Yeah, yeah, block it, yeah, outward trigger. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Like, as soon as they commit to an attack when you're blocking, yeah, you can easily destroy them. Just like that. Just like what just happened then. Right? And then you can get real good and figure out what stuff you can block. You can duck and stuff. Which is even cooler. Making my noob smoke again with the Kameo system. Yeah, see, that's... Oh, man. They're gonna do that shit, aren't they? Like, this is... Right. I think like once, yeah, like I was saying, like I think once all the nostalgia and honeymoon period's over, right? People like hands-on real world experience. The advantage is that we only have 3 months to go, right? So it's pretty good. We don't have long to wait. You guys on consoles will be able to try it out, which is great. I don't know why they're not doing a playtest on PC. It's stupid. They're literally launching the game at the same time. Why don't they do a stress test on PC? It's just so weird, man. Right? It's so weird. But there'll be a lot of footage. I'm assuming they'll have more characters than cameos for the stress test. So we'll see a lot more then. It's just that, like the thing is, like, the only thing that people, like, seem to get a boner about is combos. Oh, the combo potential, the combo potential. I don't give a shit about combos, right? Travis K says, let's hope the PC modding community will add 1v1 matches. Dude, I almost guarantee you that the PC community will, like, make, like, they'll figure out a way to make Kameo fighters playable, right? Ah, okay, yeah. Outlaw Dragoon says, yeah, they won't do PC for data miners. Yeah, smart cookie. Yeah, that's true. That's true, bro. PS Cotton says even Google's confused about the weird choice of MK1. Yeah, I know. I was trying to, I typed in Mortal Kombat 1 because I wanted like a background for like a thumbnail, and it came up original. So I don't know. It's just like, man. Like I said, I'll buy it. Right? I had a friend of mine, like, because I got a lot of hours in MK11. Because obviously I played through the story, I did some crypt, but most of it has been playing online with Cabal. And he's like, oh man, you got like all these hours versus the other MK games. It's like, yeah, but like, like when I played MK9, I played it on PS3. Right? I didn't play the PC version. Like I got into the PC version far too late. My time on MK3 was on PS3. I had like 2,000 odd wins or something ridiculous. Like it was crazy, you know. No, good times. It was good times. Getting mad and shit. I don't think I broke a controller. I don't think. Leonard says they've said that cameos are integral to gameplay. No regular 1v1, so we're going to have cameos throughout the story. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the Mugen version of cameos. Here we go. Ready? Who we got? We got Subby and Akuma versus Shang and Onaga. It's crazy, man. Look at this psychotic stuff. Yeah, Street Combat says I've heard to unlock cameo characters from story. Yeah, I reckon we're basically gonna get. So they're probably taking Crypt and turn it into a story mode. So we're gonna run around in that mode, you know, and it'll probably be kind of like Conquest mode from Deception. I'm assuming, because there's no more Crypt. So I have mixed feelings for this one. It looks decent, but they better not give us Throwing Combat 2.0. Well, I do like throwing people because a lot of people, like, it annoys people. And a lot of people don't compensate for it because a lot of people are only learning, like, big combos. Right? So they have no scrap game. Like, I'm a scrapper. Like, I don't want to learn these giant strings. I want to learn a small handful of combo tools, know all the specials, and then just go in and have some fun. I do like an MK1. I love the shove. That'll be interesting to see how much you can add to the shove. So as you shove them back, does that open them up for attacks? So, no, they haven't really talked about Conquest. Just the fact that there's no more Crypt. And that they've apparently got some cool new way to unlock stuff. So, MK11 is stiff for sure. But if you play it more like MK2, it can be pretty fun. Yeah, so that's basically like... So that's basically like how I play MK11. I play more traditional scrap style in Mortal Kombat. Who the hell's Kazuo? Kazuo. Oh look, it's Jax Kameo. Man. Kameo features basically a studio dangling a piece of candy to distract us from the lack of real gameplay because they can see us as children with a short attention span. Yeah. It's a gimmick. Right? See, tag mode worked, like, because Ed Boon's like, oh, you know, people were intimidated to learn two characters. But tag mode wasn't the game. Tag mode was like a feature that you could ignore if you wanted to. This isn't, you can't ignore this feature, right? And I'm sorry, but like, you know, if the only metric that they're going by with tag mode is the online statistics, or maybe it wasn't used as much, I don't know. You know what I'd like to see come back, King of the Hill, in the style of MK9, right? Where you had, you know, you had your little avatars down the bottom throwing fruit and shit at the screen. That'd be cool. MK11 poke throw back, yeah. Well, see, I got used to chip damage and poking from classic MK, right? That's what I did. That's what I used to do. I'm still going to get the game, but I'm worried about story. I'm hoping they prove me wrong. Okay, I want to make something very clear. And I want all of you to take this on board. Don't worry about the story. Okay? Just because a new game has come out and they change this or they change that, I don't give a shit if they go, well, this is canon now. I don't care. Right? As far as I'm concerned, right? As far as I'm concerned, like, my favorite story ended with MK9. And that's all I care about. I don't give a shit what they say. I don't give a shit what they do. I don't give a shit what they retcon. Okay? Because doing those sorts of changes is disrespectful to the original MK story. And you know what's going to happen? I saw the comment yesterday. Right? You know what's going to happen? Right? Luke, like, Raiden will probably end up being the Thunder God again. Because Liu Kang has messed shit up and he can't deal with it or can't handle it no more. So then, you know, he'll be like, yeah, Raiden, you can just take over again. So we'll be back to square one. There is something very arrogant about this Liu Kang as a god. Have you noticed that? Like, even my son said it. He's like, yeah, he feels really arrogant. And it's kind of true. Raiden didn't have that, except when he went Dark Raiden, And when he went Dark Raiden, he was just like, bleh, you know, he was like old God. He was like Old Testament God, right? But he wasn't arrogant. But this Liu Kang, when he's like the God, I think he's sniffing his farts a little bit. You know, I actually miss. I kind of miss Liu Kang when he was more humble and also a little bit unsure of himself. And I also miss how Kung Lao used to be portrayed before they turned him into kind of like a comedy sidekick as well, you know. So, time for some. You've had the same story forever now. Yeah, but it's sort of like, this is the problem though. Some of these stories are gonna be the same stories. They're gonna end up probably the same stories, and other stuff they won't. You know. So, you know, like, it's it's one of those things, like, is like, how throwaway is the story gonna be? You know? Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess we'll find out. Like, obviously, like, we'll all play through it, you know, and see how it goes. I think they keep rebooting because they don't know what to do. Even though there's tons of lore, especially behind Reptile's race, they constantly... yeah, job room. Yeah, look, it's weird because MK, like, Conquest Mode and Deception was amazing, right? Fully realized, like fully realized realms, right? Fully realized realms that you could freely explore, integrated story. You know, come across a whole ton of characters for the MK, for the MK lore and whatnot, right? Everyone loves like the lore, right? Everyone loves like the lore for MK Deception. Oh, this just crashed too. Hang on, I'll have to load up another one. Hang on a sec. So I just had to check a phone message. Things crashed, man. It can never be the same. Oh, it's having a big poo fit now. Oh. Hurry up, task manager. Let me close it. Oh, there we go. Did it? Okay, we're still live. That's excellent. Okay. Yes, close that. Thank you. Ass clown. All right, hang on. Okay, you guys want to see something really special? This is a custom Mugen Mortal Kombat game. Right? It's called Defenders of the Realm. It's amazing. Right. So, yes. This is really cool. You guys are gonna like this. This is all custom, right? From the ground up, pretty much. Yeah, I think. Anyway, it's been a while since I loaded it up, but you'll see. Street comment, what are your favorite characters? Well, I love Scorpion, as I was saying before. But as sort of like follow-up characters, always love Serena. Like, I like, again, like, you know, some of the more gothic-y type characters. Serena, Havoc, Reiko, Natara, she's pretty cool. Definitely Cabal. So it'd be in this order. Scorpion, Cabal, pretty much almost on the same level, right? And then the other, like Havoc, Havoc, Reiko. Reiko's awesome. Serena, yeah. The whole idea they need to do new is bad. If that's the case, then they might as well change everything. Yeah. Sometimes I get worried because we've seen a lot of censorship come through that this is an excuse to change stuff for social issues. And I really hope not. So, yeah, Scorpion's badass. Always loved Scorpion, always did. I think he's great. There's no complaints. So, now this is Defenders of the Realm. This is made all on Mugen, all free, right? So, go watch mode. You look at the quality, dude. Look at that character select screen. I haven't reviewed it yet. I will though. Look at that character select screen, man. Right, custom. Oh, dude. Anyway, right. So I'm gonna go through show the artwork. Right. Hang on a sec. Well, it's looking a bit close to MK1. There's Ermac. Right. This is what I'm saying, like about like Mugen. Oh, so Blaze is locked. So you got to do something to unlock him, right? There'll be something in the code. You just untick or tick, and change it from 0 to 1, and that's it, right? This is like amazing quality, dude. Right? There's Fujin, Nightwolf. Kano looks a bit young there. Right. Yeah, it's on PC. So Mugen, they're all free. All on PC, yeah. I think actually some of them I think you can actually run some on like devices as well, so. Dude, look at Sonya, man. What's my opinions on Dwarf Goro? Almost as ridiculous as two-legged Mataro. Right? Yeah, I can like at least they bloody made an effort to explain why Mataro had 2 legs in the story, Dude, man. Right? Look at Scarlet, man. There's Melina. Now, Melina's got a little bit of that crackle look, but whatever. Right? There's Serena. She's probably the closest looking to like original look. Shiva, Tanya. Looks like Shangers is... Yeah, it looks like Shangers is locked as well. There's Goro. Khan, Kintaro, Quan Chi. Right? So let's pull up the OGs in a watch match. And we got... Look at all the stages, man. Quality and stuff. Right? Just in case, right? Because I know you can post links and like videos and stuff, right? Who was asking for the link? Oh, Outworld Dragoon. Message me on Twitter, maybe, and I can send it through there, maybe, if that's easier. I really should do a review of it, because they've done 2 versions, and I actually kept both versions because they were both different. So now you know what's really interesting. Are you guys noticing this? Look at the health bar. It's the same layout, pretty much, as MK1. Was this health bar done in MK11 and 10. Yeah, just look up like you know, like Mortal Kombat Mugen, Defenders of the Realm, right? I can have a look. Actually, I'll see if I can have a look. Let me just have a squizzy. Mortal Kombat Defenders of the... Oh, hang on. Is it called that? Hang on, what's it called? Let me just... hang on. What's the name of it? Oh, Defenders of the Earth. Okay, sorry, my bad. Defenders of the Earth. Alright. Let's start that up. Alright, let's have a look. Of the Earth. Oh, okay, it's on Game Jolt. Alright, here we go. Yep, right. I should be able to... Hang on. Let me sign in. Does that work? Here we go. There you go. Yeah, it's on Game Jolt. Excellent. Okay, oh, that's what I was going to look up. Okay, hang on. So, I just... Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah. Okay. Very similar in health bar. Look at Shao Kahn and Kentaro looking beast. Yeah, I know. I updated the game a few times in the closed beta. Oh, the Mortal Kombat Onslaught game. Yeah, a lot of people are actually saying that MK1 looks like a... Let's put the Shokans in a match together. Hang on, let's see what they're like in game. Yeah, people... Dude, how badass does Kentaro look? I only wish like the in-game, like, you know, models kind of match the artwork, but, you know, that's a lot of work. Having to like draw all the animations and shit. Yeah, Midget Goro. Yeah. Let's just call him Moro. You know. It's really weird. Like, somebody goes, oh, is it Durak? Because Goro has a brother that was actually like dark skin called Durak. But it's not, because Ed Boon referred to him as Goro on the stage. So... yeah, I really wonder if Tobias is involved. If somebody told me Tobias was involved, I'd say yes. Because of the aesthetic, the backgrounds, the look of the characters, the scaled back to a more sort of normal state. Definitely not involved when it comes to like the engine and stuff. So, definitely not. Which is a shame. But, you know. And then, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, we'll have, what do you call it? We'll have to wait a long time for the next Mortal Kombat game. Because they've admitted, like, from what I can tell, they are doing Injustice. Injustice 3. Oh... God, just the just the pain of it, man. Can't handle it, dude. I just can't handle it, you know. Right. So, I do have playlists on the channel for specifically Mortal Kombat Mugen games. Right? Because a lot of people can get disenfranchised. Like a new MK game comes out, it's like, ugh. You know, it's not really for me. But that doesn't mean to say, you know, you can't enjoy the previous games. It means you can't also enjoy the Mugen games, you know. So how the hell did I select Blaze when I couldn't select him single player? There's got to be a glitch. I told you they put 3D characters in the game, in these Mugen games. Done a pretty good job. John Tobias and MK Mugen belong together. Yeah. The only downside, naturally, is a lot of people put a lot of work into Mugen games and they can't sell them because the base engine is Mugen. So, and you can't, like... Yeah, you can't sell it. You'd have to build your own engine from the ground up. So... Yeah, Big Blaze, yeah. So, using the same stance as Tampax. When Cyrax Sector came out back in the day, we used to call them Sex Toy and Tampax. I don't care. I'm a big kid. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this is the worrying thing too, that like, you know, people will be conditioned to be like, oh, I can't wait for the next Kameo fighter. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Yeah, let's have our favorite character. Okay, see the breakers? See how you got combo breakers at the top there with the lightning bolts? That's what they needed back, right? That's all they needed back. But no. Let's punish people that play more defensively. Raiden lost 2 feet in height, Goro lost 4 feet, poor fella. Yeah, I know. Like, what was that king that like used to kill people that were like taller than him back in the day? Remember that? Street Combat's, well, it is young Raiden. Dude, listen, he's an adult. He's not a child. Like Raiden, yeah, he's young, but he's still like an adult. You know, chest hair, pubes and stuff. Like, he's not an infant. He's not Kid Thunder. Right? He lost 2 feet and got race swapped. I just, like, again, I want to know. Oh, there was some, like, king back in the day, I think, that used to hate people being taller than me, like, kill him. Lop their head off. So. Oh, here we go, some Jade action. So, yeah, I mean... I'm sure it'll be a fun game. I just, like... It's just a gimmick again. Like, you know what I mean? Like... It's just a gimmick. And, you know... Like, I just... See, MK9 was such a grounded Mortal Kombat game. You got what you paid for, you know? You could play as 2 characters if you wanted, but if you didn't, you didn't have to. If you wanted to play in the mini games, you could, but you didn't have to if you didn't want it, right? And that's what I like. But this nonsense is like all the way through. You know, cameos everywhere. It's like herpes. You can't get rid of it, right? Yeah. So yeah, so it's not like I'm not dead against the game, but I do think that, you know, once the honeymoon period settles, people get, you know, hands on with the game. Like right now, we've got 3 months. We're gonna get so much shit, right? We're gonna have so much information. Like we've got the base stuff. We've got how cameos work, how the engine works, you know, all that's fine. They might do those stupid, like, well, those things on Twitch, you know, where they're sitting there going, oh, we're introducing this new character. Like, yeah, they're fun, especially certain people that show up for it. Anyway, right? And so, you know, like, so we're going to get a lot of information because we know some of the playable characters, but we've only seen 4. Well, sorry, people have only been on the players 4. We've seen more than that in the gameplay trailer because we saw Scorpion, we saw Raiden, Melina. So I really hope, yeah, I don't think they can turn off cameos, man. I really think it's just integrated. Unless they, like, you know, patch it out. So, yeah, I've got a thumbnail done for talking about Raiden. Because he's been a certain way, a certain look, certain style since the beginning. Now, original Raiden, I don't know if you know this, original Raiden gave up his god powers to compete as a mortal in the original Mortal Kombat tournament. Which is pretty cool, right? So I don't know if they're going to be going that road again. They might. I don't know. But they've literally, like, cut him down and then race swapped him. So I just want to know if there is a reason for that. If they go, oh, we want to make him more authentic. You know. Or are they like, you know, are they trying to mimic the movie? Oh. Punch me in the nuts. That movie was shit. Right? Hanzo no longer exists. Scorpion is Kuai Lang. Is that for real? Is that 100%? Because that's going to be the dumbest shit. Right? I think eventually enough people are going to complain that they'll implement a 1v1 eventually. If they get a lot of complaints, they're going, yeah, they could. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. So... hopefully Johnny Cage still has his shadow kick. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. They'll have their standard moves. Yeah. And I'm really glad that we just get their moveset. We don't have to swap between variations and all that sort of rubbish or choose your own combat crap. I'm really glad that we'll have that. I'm very happy about that. It makes things a lot more simplified, you know. It doesn't feel like every time you fight you gotta, like, oh, you know, I really wish I could take that special move in. So it feels like they're top heavy, which is nice. MK1 still has the pointless switch stance button. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I wish they could utilize that for something really cool. You know what I mean? That would have been good. Jack says they already cut off buyers that don't have a PS5, then they potentially cut off more, like myself, with cameos, yeah. Ooh, the Sky Temple in 2D. That looks really crisp. Quality of that flame is on point, as is the skybox. I can already see Jack's unblockable ground and pound, followed by subclone, turning over in combo, locking on, yeah. That's what I mean, man, like this. That's what I mean. Like, yeah. Don't worry, Raiden fans. Once Liu Kang goes crazy, he will give Raiden his powers. Raiden will gain his white card. His white card back. Yeah, Raiden's got like an Uno swap card. That's for a race. You know, maybe maybe that's what the stance switches could be used for. You unlock the ability, and then when you do stance switch, it changes Raiden to a different race. Maybe they could do that for Goro. You know, you swap stance and he just gets bigger, and then he shrinks again and gets bigger. Oh man, you know. Oh shit. This Mugen, this is Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Earth. Yeah, Defenders of the Earth. Hang on, let me see if I can... Let's open up a stupid ass another browser. Hang on. There's a link. There's a link for it. There we go. Right. Yeah, see, I reckon Liu Kang is probably going to end up being a bad guy. Like, he's already arrogant as shit, so that's not a fair stretch. I reckon he'll probably end up being a bad guy. You know, and you know what? Shang Tsung might end up becoming the voice of reason. See, that's the thing, man. Like, you know, and they might, but I would have loved to seen Great Kung Lao. I would have loved to seen how Shang Tsung became Shang Tsung. I think that would have been cool. But you know, Mario and Smash Brothers had a taunt where he could grow. Oh, really? Stance could be used as evasion, sidestep, like in King of Fighters. Yeah, man, that would have been smarter. Yeah, that would have been smarter. We must defeat defenders of rubbish NRS games. Look, at the end of the day, people can use whatever they want, and people can like whatever they want, right? I'm not like, there's been people nitpicking about clipping issues. I don't give a shit about that, right? Like, every single game out there has problems, but like janky animation or like their core system that you're going to have to use and utilize to when you get online and fight people, that's going to become an annoying issue for people, right? Dark Fire God Liu Kang, yeah. That's a weird thing because he calls himself the Fire God. Yeah, in the end of MK11, he got both powers, right? So he's obviously given the lightning powers back to Raiden, but then Raiden's just like a normal dude. Yeah. I don't understand why they didn't put Raiden in white. Like it makes more sense to have him in a white, you know, thing, like a white outfit. I thought that would have been, you know. Evil Dark Lord Fire God Luke. Yeah, that's like the hyper super duper deluxe edition. I don't know. A lot of people speculate Anaga is coming back. It's possible. We could, you know, like, I mean, Shang. I mean, weren't Shang and Quan Chi trying to resurrect the Dragon Army anyway? Like, how did Anaga come back originally? I can't remember. I have to look into that. In the trailer, Raiden had his white eyes and his powers. Yeah. So, but I just wish he had his white, you know, like his white gi, because that's his uniform. You know. I feel Shang would be a big bad mostly. There'll be one to restore the universe to normal. Like Melina, they think she has a disease, but it's really Shang restoring her to before. Okay, here's an interesting theory. Right? What if Shang Tsung's presence is like the return to status quo? So Liu Kang goes against the grain, creating this Eden, right? And then people start misbehaving, and he can't figure out why. And then it's because Shang Tsung, who is the original Shang Tsung, so not a new timeline version, is like his very presence, if he's a Titan, actually is the restoration balance, right? So I play a game called Guild Wars 2, right? It's an MMO. And up until recently, they've been killing dragons because dragons have been unintentionally or intentionally destroying the world, you know, and or like sucking all magic and shit like that, right? But what they realized eventually that if they keep doing that, they're actually going to destroy the world. So they had to stop. So I'm wondering if it's kind of the same thing, where Shang Tsung inadvertently becomes like an anti-hero to it. Remember there was that one cutscene or something about like Shang Tsung trying to like interrupt Liu Kang from doing whatever. I'm wondering if that's it. Oh, hang on. You can fight an online opponent, you can bet and gain currency. I like to be how valuable currency is. Yeah, not purchasable currency. It's probably just normal currency, maybe, perhaps. But then you kind of got to be careful with that, because then you're getting into whole like betting territory, right? They should give MK series from the 90s, MK calling. Dude, listen, how hard would it be for them to just remaster MK Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, and Shaolin Monks? You literally, I did a video about it. You literally load it up in a PS2 emulator, right? With anti-aliasing on, and it looks absolutely beautiful. That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. No muss, no fuss, right? I don't need new textures. Just do that. It literally fixes it. It looks absolutely amazing. That would outsell MK1. Remastered Mortal Kombat 9 would outsell MK1. Right? 100%. Which they, when you fight an online opponent, you can bet in-game currency. Hang on, I already read that. They will make Raiden look like the one in the 2021 movie. That was my major worry. I mean, they've already shut down Cole being in the game, right? So I thought, okay, that's good, because he's useless. Can't believe people actually like him. What a dumbass character. Like, literal dumbass. Oh, well, people need a character to be able to understand and see through the story. Shut the fuck up. The Mortal Kombat 95 movie literally had 3 main characters and then kind of like 2 almost main characters with Raiden and Shang Tsung. And we could follow it perfectly. Don't give me that crap that we need some hobo martial artist to be like the go-between, you know, translator to understand this universe. Get the fuck out. There's no way, right? I think Liu created an Eden, but because things will always be what they will, eventually Liu is constantly fighting it in turn, it makes things worse for similar events. Yeah. I will laugh my bald ass off, right? I will laugh my motherfucking bald ass off if by the end of MK1's story, it is literally the original timeline. Right? It'll just be the original timeline. Because, like... because this is... Because, you know, that consequence is like, well, when you mess with time, like, you know, it changes things. Well, it absolutely is true. Right? If you change stuff, then that's what's going to happen. Right? Do you think Shang from the trailer is Titan Shang? Perhaps it's Titan Shang, that's why he knows who Mileena is supposed to be. Shang is a cart and blind, can she make by hunt evil? Yeah. See, like, I often wonder if Shang Tsung ever had desires to be a ruler. I'd have to go back and check all the story, right? But I wonder if Shang Tsung was, like, wanted to be emperor, or he simply just wanted to be a badass. You know what I mean? Like, just sucking souls wherever he wanted. Okay? It's a lot less responsibility, but he's still under like the rulership of whoever it is, like that obviously is on his side. He can still get away with sucking souls. You know what I mean? So I wonder, like, because he's very intelligent. Shang Tsung is very intelligent, right? And I love that. It's a you know, it's a very cool component of Shang Tsung. And while he's a bad guy, he's also a realist. He realizes that, okay, well, if I still want to be this way, you know, so there's selfish reasons, but then those selfish reasons also end up fueling the greater good because his selfish reasons require balance. You know? Yeah. Well, I like the new backgrounds in MK1. I really do. I think that's why there's a day and night cycle. I guarantee the Living Forest nighttime version, the trees will be roaring the shit out of each other. You know, there'll probably be like ghosts and stuff running around and all sorts of shit. I think it'll be really cool. I think that part will be... I think the backgrounds are actually a main character in this game. Right? I think they're going to be pretty cool. In 3D MK, I felt like I was in the game. Yeah, they did a wonderful job, man, in the 3D era games. I was a bit hard on them back in the day because they were 3D and it was such a stark contrast from what I was used to with 2D MK. But in hindsight, yeah, 100%, absolutely. Those stages are amazing. If any of you guys on PC here and you get a PS2 emulator, find the games, load them up, put anti-aliasing on, and you'll understand when I tell you that they could easily remaster these games just simply by doing that. Stick them on a disc, give us online play, right? Lotion and tissues all day for me. I would have so much fun. It'd be so good. Ed Boone said we're having background characters as Kameo, so I'm wondering a Shadow Priest. Yeah, hang on, let me load up something, because... right. Is it, which one is it? Maybe this one? Maybe this one. Let's see if we can find some background characters they could use. Oh god, look at this pixelation. Hang on. This pixelation, man. Oh look, there's Cammy. Oh, there's Deathstroke. Oh, there's Tremor. I call this version assisted living because it looks like it. There's a Scorpion with 2 swords. Excellent. Where are all the dumbass characters down? There's like a Fire Kintaro or something. Yeah, so you could have like Shadow Priest. You could have like one of the courtyard. You know the courtyard dudes with the spears, right? You could have one of them. Aqua as Kameo? Yeah, man, you know your shit, dude. Yep, Aqua. Right, Hydro. Fuck a Jackie Chan, man. Jeez. What the hell? There's Hornbuckle. There he is. Pedro. Who here knows Pedro? Have they got Pedro on here? I don't know if they have Pedro. Do they have Pedro on this version? Pedro was a mustard colored striker. He had a big Mexican mustache. Right? He was a joke character, but like some of his special moves was like farting fire. It was awesome. Sing and sang. There we go. Yep, we got some culture up in here. Right? That's what I'm saying. What the crap is that? Jason, what do you think of the instead of stand switch, it's a dodge? You hold it, either press up or down. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think a dodge would be great. I think it'd be awesome. I don't think they have Pedro on this version. The Grandmaster Lin Kuei. Yeah, hang on. That's what I want to. There's so many Mugen players. Is that one? Not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, I think the stance switch should be a dodge. I think that'd be kind of cool. Or a dodge within the combo. I think that'd be kind of nice as well. Not that that's gonna happen. Oh, there he is. Hang on. There he is. Oh, God, man, Jesus. I can't stand him, dude. I'm not a big fan of Aztec shit. Never liked him. Oh, there's Aqua. There we go. There's Sang or Sing, whichever one they call him. So Steven Seagal premium skin for Bo Right Show. Dude, I watch all those like those videos that make fun of Steven Seagal, Papa Seagal. You know, Papa Sensei Butterfingers and shit. I love it, man. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, they got Van Damme in there. They'd be like, yeah, well, yeah, Steven, do you want to be in our Mortal Kombat game? You're like, you know. But they don't tell him what they're doing with the skin. How would you like an X-Men game made by... Yeah. To be honest, I'd prefer... you know, to be honest, I know it sounds a really bad thing to say. I kind of wish... sometimes I kind of wish another team took over Mortal Kombat. Right? Could you imagine Mortal Kombat anime style? Goro's dad has a cameo. Yep. Yep. They could use the combatant from that Goro series from the 90s comics. Oh, hang on. 100%. Oh, I wonder if this one's got the... Oh, there we go. Excellent. So sometimes some Mugen projects, you can double tap start and you can actually access previous versions of their characters, which is pretty cool. There we go. iBallistic, yeah, like like they really know their stuff. They've got that passion for Mortal Kombat, Joe and his team. They really do. That's why I reckon like they 100% could easily do it. You know, like a proper remaster of MK Trilogy or whatever. Yeah. In fact, they could like, you know, you could expand the roster. You know. Honore from, yeah. Shit, man, they could even create characters from the Conquest series. You know? It wasn't Kai. Was it Kai? You know the characters from the Conquest series? You know, the one with all the chicks that every chick in that show was attracted? Wesley Snipes as Jax in his Blade outfit, yeah. I must admit, the best on-screen Jax was Michael Jai White. I think he is Jax. And I can never remember her name. Wasn't she the chick that did 7 of 9? I think didn't she play Sonya? I'm thinking of the Legacy series. So. So I'm going to do one more fight and then I'm going to run off because I am starving. Starving. Do Raiden. OG Raiden. If you will. Jerry Ryan. Okay, yeah, that's her, yeah. Yeah, didn't she play Sonya in the series? Was that her or was I thinking of someone else? Pretty sure it was her. Mocap, yeah. Mocap and meat. The M&M. You can get the M&M, so. The thing is though, are they going to have as many cameo characters as they do mainstay characters? Right? Are we going to have a 1-for-1 ratio? I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think, because we've looked at some Kombat 1 leaks. I don't know if they're true. I think they might be. If that is true, that might give us some insight into their DLC practices moving forward. Right? Legacy Kenshi guy was perfect. Yeah, man. Dude, perfect Kenshi. Like 100% perfect Kenshi. Yep. Yeah, that's the one. See, if they remastered MK9, it's the one thing, and 10 actually, if you want, but definitely 9. That would be the one thing I would want them to fix, is to bring in the netcode from MK11 and obviously MK1. 100%. That'd be great. So, for in-game, yeah, John Parrish, yeah. Yeah, 100%, yeah. I didn't like how Jax looked in MK11. Looked like a ponce. He just looks strange to me. Like he looked like a big crybaby, right? Whether he was young or old. But the Jax in the cameo reminds me of Jax Classic. Just, you know, the all-American, a soldier bravado, cigar smoking, don't give a shit, you know. That's the Jax we know and love, right? That's what he's like. Kind of like The Rock, you know, like when he's like full Hulk mode. So... But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go eat. Starving. Thanks everyone. It was an impromptu stream. Just talk about stuff. It was very cool. Thanks to everyone that attended. And yeah, I've got a couple more videos to pump out later. But I do appreciate everyone coming in. Ask me any questions. I don't care what you guys ask me. You know, like whether you leave any comments and things like that. As I said, I'm going to be buying Mortal Kombat 1. I'll play it. You know, I'll find a favorite. I'm hoping to main Scorpion again because they fixed his harpoon finally. It's not that auto attack crap. So if Cabal's in it as well, I'll main as him as well. Definitely. But if Reiko and Havoc show up as mains, like I'm going to have about 4 mains, right? Because they're just fun as hell. And a modern Reiko and Havoc, especially Havoc, because like he had some moves. He was a little bit anorexic on moves in Armageddon, so I'd love to see more of what they could do, right? Like I'd love to see, like you know how he snaps his neck to get health and shit, right? Imagine he grabs his head and he pulls himself back and then throws his entire body forward into like a head smash. You know, because Havoc's crazy, right? He's the actual MK Joker. Like, he's out of his mind, right? So dumb shit like that could be quite fun, you know? He'll have his, like, spin twist, you know, with his arms. He'll have, like, his knee crack, you know, fireball. I think he had a slide. Havoc, Havoc had a slide. So... But anyway, guys, I'll leave it there, and thanks again, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.